Hello, sports fans. Welcome to another edition of VetsPlusSports.com. This is your host, Terrell Cool Beans Davis, along with my co host, Mr. James Miller.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing this evening? This mid of the month of July. It's about done. It's hard to believe.
Yep, I know.
Summer's kicking in and going by quick. But we thank y'all for tuning in, and we apologize for not having an audio this week. We had some technical difficulties,
Yep.
but we apologize for that. And but before we get started, we'll have Cool Beans do a shout out to our listeners.
All right. And we're going to do a little shout out a little bit different than last time. We were not on X last week, last Saturday, due to certain events of things that have happened. Twitter had made the assumption that some of the bandwidth they were saving it just for like those that had a premium accounts, and we did at that time did not have a premium account, and we did not get we got booted pretty much. But we want to condemn the tragic events that happened last week, even though like I said, he didn't get killed. He still got grazed, but it was still a stupid act. There's no need for such violence. And one person actually, unfortunately, lost their life, and he did so protecting his wife and daughter.
Yeah, it's sad situation. I mean, you never want to see that. No matter what side you're on or you vote for or whatever, there's no need in that. You have your difference and stuff you go on, but it's sad to see that what happened, especially in this country. But our prayers goes out for the family there that lost their loved one, and there's two that was critically injured. So we'll be praying for them as well. But yeah, it's sad events that happened last weekend, and that's the reason why we wasn't on X, and so it's just sad things going on in the world today.
Yes, and also while we're doing this, we had some sports folks lost their lives as well. We'll start off with in Major League Baseball. This was recent. Mr. Orlando, I want to say it's pronounced Sapita, Hall of Fame first baseman who played during 1958 to 1974. He played with the San Francisco Giants. He was 86 when he died. Then we have Marty, I want to say it's Pavlovich. He was a left winger for the Detroit Red Wings. He played from 1947 to 1957. He was a member of the Stanley Cup championship team of 1950. Wow.
Yeah,
And he was 96 when he passed. And recently, a lot of people know Joe Jellybean Bryant. I was about to say Giant again, but Bryant, Kobe's father, he passed away recently. If I want to say that was like Monday or Tuesday, just a few days ago, that he died. And last week we would announce it if we were actually on. Jacoby Jones from the championship
Ravens.
Ravens. He died. He was only 40 when he died. And I didn't
And
mention. I think
we
Jelly
got
Bean Jelly Bean was like 86 or 89. I forgot how old he was.
mhm.
And then lastly, Abner. What was
Abner Hayes for Kansas City Chiefs. He was 86. He passed away, and he was there when I didn't know this until tonight. It was before Kansas City Chiefs. Being a Chiefs fan, I shouldn't know, but it was used to be the Dallas Texans. He played for them, and then when it changed over to the Kansas City Chiefs, and he was the first of that league, the first MVP starting out of the league when that started out. So he passed away. He was an all star, an athlete for starting out with the Kansas City Chiefs, and our condolences goes to his family as well. He
Yep.
was 86 years old.
Right. All right. Now let's go with these cities for listening to us. Our top cities: Granzek, Wheeling, Germany.
There you go.
I did that one first because I didn't want to mess it up. We like to thank our listeners in Brussels, Belgium, for listening to us, in San Jose, California, Boardman, Washington, and Ashburn, Virginia. We thank all our listeners for listening to us.
Yes, thank everybody for listening and our local listeners. We'd like to get some more of those local listeners on here as well. Hopefully we can. Um, but Beans, we got a lot of stuff going on here in the next week or so, and it's starting this week,
Yep.
and it's starting with the Olympics. And if you could see right now, a little bit behind me, we got Team USA and the women's All Star team playing right now. And the second string is beating the U.S. team 28-23 right now. Um,
I hope they
so
just
I mean,
trash them.
and this, which I don't know how the other women teams are in the other countries, but if this All Star team beats the USA team, what does that say? I mean, this is, and then you look at the USA men's today; they about lost to Sudan.
Yep.
And they were 43-point favorites to beat Sudan. Sudan was beating them by 14 points at halftime, and they barely pull off a 1-point win. Last, I think, 8 seconds left. LeBron James went in for a game-winning layup, and you thought he done won the championship, and he's sitting there celebrating. I'm like, dude, y'all should be blowing this team out. There's nothing to celebrate.
Exactly. It just goes to show you it's the politics in sports. It's like I said last week when I was talking about it, even though they didn't hear me on X, but last week I was talking about it that it was conspiracy that Jalen Brown is off the Olympic team because he doesn't have a contract with Nike. Everybody that's on the Olympics team have a contract with Nike. So I'm you can kind of see what it is, the politics here is making bad decisions. They should be
Well,
doing decisions for what is best for the team to win.
so you think Nike got a hold of them and said, "Hey, we don't want him on the team because Nike sponsors the team and he's not one of their sponsors"? You
Yeah,
think?
that's what I think. I think Jalen Brown has, if I remember right, he has an Adidas deal. And it's one of those where, like they contract you through the sports. Okay, if you're gonna play basketball, you're gonna wear our Adidas and we pay you so much money. And it's like no Nike's like, oh no, you're not gonna be on TV wearing those Adidas and all the money I done paid. So he's not on the team.
What if it was the flip side? What if Adidas didn't want him playing because they were wearing a Nike emblem?
It could be that too.
But
Because
I mean,
Adidas say you can play, but you're gonna have to wear these Adidas. You better not put on them Nikes.
but it's just crazy. I mean, you look, and I'm going to tell you, I don't know if the USA men's team will be able to pull out a gold. I mean, Sudan just had them beat. What's his name? I was trying to find his name. Um, for Sudan had a triple double. Think
Right.
about this: a triple double against the All Star team,
Yeah.
NBA All Star team.
Exactly. And wait till they face Canada. When it gets down to when they're getting in them brackets and they're getting down to get ready to play for the goal, wait till they face
And
Canada.
Greece,
Yeah. But
Canada,
see,
Greece,
Canada,
and
out of 12 people, 10 of those guys played in the NBA. 10 out of 12. So they've played with these guys before.
well, next weekend they start pool play. Next weekend it's in Paris. It kicks off, and they're in the pool C. Guess who's in there with the USA?
Who?
Sudan,
Oh, goodness.
who just about beat them in an exhibition game. So they got to play Sudan if they get by them. But it's pool play, so I mean they can lose and still make it out if they win with the pool play. But I mean, the USA's men's basketball schedule is not going to be easy between Canada, Greece, and now Sudan knows they can hang with them. So right there's three contenders, which there was reports that said that this Olympics basketball it was wide open for anybody to win the gold.
Right. I wonder if
Um,
Sudan's still, I mean, not Sudan, Serbia's still in. That's where Joker is.
yeah,
He's with Serbia.
yeah, they're still in that pool. They actually they play. let me bring this up. I got the schedule coming in uh, on this. I see. Now they play Monday. Let's see. Now this one ain't showing the Monday, but they play again Monday. But next weekend, uh, let's see. What is today's date? Today is the 20th. 20th.
21st.
20th. Today's the 20th.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah.
But anyway, next weekend it all kicks off, um, and they will play Serbia on the 28th. The 20 on the 31st, they will play South Sudan. Now, Sudan and South Sudan, are that two teams, two different teams?
That might be. I wonder because the U.S. technically has two teams in there because Puerto Rico have their own team. So
Well, Puerto Rico, they play them on August 3rd. And so it's going to be interesting to see. That's in the pool play there. You got those four teams. You got Serbia, South Sudan, Puerto Rico, and Team USA in Pool C. So it's uh, it's going to be a long road. I mean, tough road for Team USA. And the thing is, man, you got some of the best players in the world playing, and maybe it'll take a couple games um, to get rolling. Maybe I don't know, but I mean, Sudan shouldn't have gave him a fit like they did,
right, that's true.
and they struggled with Canada too in the exhibition.
Yeah, they did.
So this team here is going to see. We'll just see how they'll do coming in, but they've had some struggles with some teams that they should have won easily, but maybe it's that chemistry that's coming, getting it together or whatever.
Right.
But and then tonight, like I said, you got USA Women's uh, playing right now. They're in the second quarter. Team USA 35, the All Star team 32. They're hanging right in there, and the thing is, Caitlin Clark is was one of the starters for the All Star team coming in, while Reese and Griner were both coming off the bench. But we'll see. And Team USA, man, they've got some players.
Right.
You got Wilson, and you've got. I mean, they got Team USA's got some good players. So there's. We'll just see how they do. I think they fire up after the men. I think with their schedule
Okay.
when it comes over to the Olympics. So we'll see what happens there and everything else. But you got the G League still going on. I don't know if you kept up with much of it. I haven't, but
Not really. I just wanted like seeing Bronny's points go up. I'm like he's showing some area of improvement. Got now he is his last game he scored 13 points. But and I think that the media's gotten off because he got that 13 points and he had the game before that he had only 12 points. So the media has gotten off the bashing him and they're bashing this dude named Star. I forgot what name was a Star, something Star. But he's the Wizards' number one draft pick. Last two games, 0 points, 0 for 21. But he has some rebounds. So I think with the number of rebounds that he had, he's like I gotta look him up. I cannot remember his name. He's probably a forward, is what he is.
mm-hmm. Now I see reports, man. It's just me and you's going to eat this up. And we'll eat this up all through NBA season. They got Bronny James as the lead right now, leading it all rookies to come out as the rookie of the year in the NBA.
I know. I was like, I cannot believe it. He's gonna barely make the team.
Well, they might as
And
well. They might as well in the NFL go ahead and make our buddy from Chicago make him a lead rookie of the year.
oh, speaking of him, we gotta go ahead and talk to. Remember, I told you about him. We didn't mention it on the year because it's been the first time since we had a show since we found that information out.
He's making the money.
Yep, they signed him at. He's finally signed, so he's not on the unsigned agents, but he signed 39 million, which is not, Chicago didn't go totally broke on him, but all 39 million is guaranteed.
So really, he came out ahead, I think.
Actually, no, he didn't, because I wanted to bring this up, do a little comparison, because his dad was his agent, and Lamar Jackson's mom was his agent. So you got the parents being agents, one female, one male. Neither one of them has any schooling on doing being an agent. And here it is. You got Lamar Jackson's 200 million versus Caleb's 39 million. Now, true enough, Lamar had some stuff, like he had previous seasons under his belt to where I think he also had two MVP titles that Mama used for negotiation. But yeah, it looks like if you're gonna have a parent do your negotiating your contracts, you want Mama in your corner, not Daddy.
Well, Caleb got his whole contract guaranteed. If you
This is
look at it,
true. This is true. But I
most
think
of them,
Lamar's is only like 160 or 120 guaranteed.
yeah. But like I told you the other day, um, this may be his last and only contract. He may be a second or I ain't gonna say second string. He'll probably be a third string somewhere after this one.
Yeah, that's gonna be bad. Tyler Badgett will be starting, not making X millions of dollars, and the backup is like backup is loaded.
And I think he had what 5 or 6 wins last year.
Tyler,
Yeah,
yeah,
he had five. He had some wins, but it's right now Team USA 40, All Star 35 with 4:47 left in the second quarter. But we'll keep up with that and everything. And but as we're moving on with NBA news, is what who was that? Sacramento Kings. They were getting. They was it Sacramento? We was talking about Clippers. The Clippers. They lost a lot of their players.
yeah. The Clippers, ooh, they're gonna have. It's gonna be tough for them next year. Kawhi Leonard says he's going to go ahead and retire because he hasn't been right since that injury. He's just going to go ahead and retire. They lost Paul George, and somebody else just recently left the club. Westbrook. They traded Westbrook to Utah.
Was it Utah or
No, it's
Nuggets?
Denver Nuggets. That's right. I keep
Nuggets.
saying Nugget. I keep saying Utah, but it's the Nuggets.
You
And
know,
it's
speaking of Westbrook, when he was at OKC, that dude was tough.
mm-hmm.
But since he left, he ain't done nothing.
No.
Um, and really, it was like KD. KD's best years was in OKC.
Yeah.
Even though he got a title, him a title in Oakland, with the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
But he his best years was in OKC
Yeah. Back when he was
because
younger and he had the
yeah.
ball spot was a lot smaller.
And at that time, I mean, even then, yeah, I was at that time when they was all big on LeBron James. I said, "Well, give me KD. I'll take KD over LeBron any day."
Yep.
But it seemed like after he left, his plays went down. Which he's had some injuries. KD has.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we'll see what happens there in Denver. Because you see Kyrie Irving with Dallas, it's just like he showed some good games, but I think age is catching up with some of them there.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see what happens. I don't want to wish the summer away and into fall, but when NBA season gets here, we're going to be giving Bronny James some
Yeah.
giving him down the road
we
along
got
with
It's gonna be hard to stick to our rule. 3 games after game 4, we gonna tear you up.
But and then this past week, um, uh, we get on it here. Major League Baseball had their All Star games,
Yep.
and they started back to play yesterday. So this second half is pretty. It's important because this is where it gets all settled and everything else when it comes to the pennant race and who is going to the seedings and everything else. And we'll see what happens. But in the All Star game Tuesday, the American League beat the Nationals 5-3, and so they won that. And now how that works now, Beans. See, before whoever had the best record going into the World Series
Hmm.
had home field advantage.
Right. Okay.
Well, now it's based off of the All Star game, unless they changed it again. Whoever wins the All Star game, so the American League won the All Star game, so the American League team, when it comes to the World Series, will have home field advantage.
Yep. Could have the worst record out of the two, but they
Yep.
got home field advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess they was trying to put a little more emphasis on the All Star game,
Yeah.
but I mean, to me, that's kind of, to me, it ain't right. So because you have no control of that if you're a single team. Um,
That's true, but here's the thing. I don't see why they're doing. They should their All Star game. They should still be making money. It's like the NFL. Theirs is called the Pro Bowl, and
mhm.
which it happens after the Super Bowl. And it's like after the Super Bowl, who cares about watching anyway? So I could see the NFL trying to do some things to jazz up and make the
Well,
Pro Bowl more interesting.
the Pro Bowl, they're not playing now. It's the games. It's they're selected to the Pro Bowl, but they don't play a game. They don't play a football game now. They got these games and flag football and certain agility drills they got to do. So the NFL changed that up because of the
Injuries,
nobody was watching it, and two, I guess because of injuries, but to keep injuries down, I guess.
right?
But I haven't since they changed it to that format. I have not watched it because
Yeah, it shows how long I've watched it. I didn't even know they stopped playing the game.
uh, this past year, they had the flag football team. You had Eli coaching one, which would part have been the I don't know if they had the NFC team, and then you had Peyton coaching the other in flag football.
Right. Yeah.
So I got things changing there, and um, but let me go roll. Let me scroll back over here and get down some scores from baseball last night since they got back in action last night. Uh, Yesterday, the Cardinals and the Braves got rained out. They've done a doubleheader today. I'll get to that here in a minute. Yesterday, the Diamondbacks beat the Cubs 5-2. The Pirates 8 over the Phillies 8-7. The Nationals over the Reds 8-5. Yankees beat the Rays 6-1. The Tigers beat the Blue Jays 5-4. Uh, the Marlins beat the Mets 6-4. The Guardians beat the Padres 7-0. The Orioles beat the Rangers 9-1. Royals beat the White Sox 7-1, and the Rockies beat the Giants 7-3. Athletics beat the Angels 13-3. The Dodgers beat the Red Sox 4-1, and the Astros beat the Mariners 3-0. Now, that was
Okay.
last night, and today, which I know the Braves already beat the Cardinals in Game 1, 3-2. And they're playing game 2 now. They're in the bottom of the 8th. It is the Cardinals 6, the Braves 5 right now in Atlanta. I'll run some other scores going on. You got the Reds and the Nationals playing. The Nationals winning 5-4, the bottom of the 8th. The Orioles on top of the Rangers 7-2 in the bottom of the 7th. And it's in the top of the eighth in Minnesota where the Brewers are winning 1-0. Top of the eighth in Cleveland, Padres 5, the Guardians 0. Top of the eighth in Chicago, the Diamondbacks 3, Cubs 0. Bottom of the seventh in LA, you got the Red Sox 4, the Dodgers 3. In Colorado, it is tied 2-2. You got the Giants and the Rockies in the middle of the fifth. Later tonight, you've got Astros and Mariners at 9:40. That's here in a few minutes. And then some finals for today. The Rays beat the Yankees 9-1. The Tigers beat the Blue Jays 7-3. The Athletics beat the Angels 8-2. The Mets beat the Marlins 1-0. The Pirates beat the Phillies 4-1. That helps the Braves out a lot. And then the Royals beat the White Sox 6-1. And coming with the standings, there shouldn't be too much difference since the Yankees lost.
Yeah, was the Yankees still on break?
Yeah, they must have
Nine to
been on. They
one.
must have been on break. They forgot to come back. Now it's a game and a half lead for the Orioles. They're 59-38, and the Yankees are 59-41. And the Braves are still 7 games back, even if they can come back to win. Depending right now, if they win this second game, they'll be 6 games out. But right now they're losing. They're down by 1 right now in the game 2 of that doubleheader. But the second half is just kicking off with Major League Baseball. And once you get through August, September starts rolling around, then you got the pennant race, and that's when it starts tightening up. And they should have a trade deadline coming up, I think, also for players to get players in and that they need.
Right.
So we'll keep up with that and what's going on and everything. Let's see what them girls are doing there now. Well, even though they're on behind me here, but it is right now Team USA 51, and it's All Star 48 with 143 left in the second. So it looks like that's going to be a game down to the wire.
Yeah, it's only three
Too
points.
bad. Too
Yeah,
bad. US can't have 2 teams.
I know.
But they keep up with that and see how it goes. And then, like I said, I don't know. It showed it earlier when I was reading a report. I don't know why it's so hard to find anything on the Olympic teams over there in London right now playing these exhibition games.
I know it's hard. I couldn't find. I was looking for because like I said, I don't do cable, but I do all these apps, and I was like, one of these apps has got to be carrying the game, and I could not
ESPN
find
couldn't.
anything.
It's just stuff. It popped up talking about it. And the thing is, I know they play another exhibition game Monday. And I forgot who it was. Um, and then they'll be on their way to Paris to get ready to play for a medal. So we'll see how that goes with that. Now, once you go on all these apps for the Olympics, it just has their schedule starting Saturday. Actually, some stuff starts on I
Right.
think on the 24th when we was looking on the app on the TV. Some stuff starts on the 24th. But that's the only thing I can hardly find without bringing stuff up, trying to figure out what is going on over there with that.
Right. Here's one thing I don't get. Even though they still doing pool play, then why did they have the games earlier where like Cameroon they got eliminated, the Bahamas got eliminated,
I
and
think that was.
Luca's team got eliminated, and they not even get to compete. And
I guess it's kind of like regional play, like you have all stars in baseball for kids. You you
hmm
got states to advance on, and you got the regionals, and you win your regionals, you go on to the World Series. The World Series where, so
right,
I guess if they got win their region. I don't know how that works. I can't really tell you. I know they had a play in, and they was bringing 4 teams that had to qualify to make it into the Olympics. So,
Right.
and to me, Luca coming off an injury. I mean, it was like because Luca wasn't 100%. So
Yep.
that's that was kind of hurting him. And I'm gonna see if I can't bring some stuff on. And most of the time, if I can get anything, it's through CBS Sports with the Olympics. But you usually can't get a whole lot even through that either. And it's just,
Right.
of course, it's going to have a lot of soccer on here. They're trying to sell tickets, but that's what we need to do. I mean, you need to go to Paris.
Hmm.
Go to Paris. Go to some of these games, huh? We can live stream it over
Yeah.
there. But yeah, I'm not getting a whole lot coming up. Um, Now it's saying, I mean, you can stream it on NBC. Um,
Hmm.
Stream some of it on NBC, and you got the NBC app. It's for free and stuff like that. Maybe that's what reason I was looking for it to be on ESPN Plus. Now, well, that was I just answered my question about Team USA. They played South
Hmm.
Sudan today, so they will be playing them in pool play. So
Okay.
um, that's something to keep an eye on because now they know they can hang with them, and then they know they and there was even reports saying that that coach for Sudan will probably be coming to the NBA to coach. Well, I'll have an offer anyway.
Right. I forgot who's coaching the
Steve
U.S.
Kerr,
team.
Kerr's
Kerr
coaching
got it.
them.
Okay.
Let me see if I can't bring up that Sudan player. Right here he is. Carleek Jones is his name. Carleek, I guess that's how you pronounce it, Jones, recorded a triple double with 15 points, 11 assists, and 11 rebounds. While, and it said, while former University of Virginia standout Moral Shayok poured in 25 points with 6 3-pointers. So
Wow.
there's some talent on that team. So
Yeah, there
right there
is.
between two players, right there's 40 points between two players for Sudan. So that is not.
And they're gonna be looking for some payback in
Oh
that
yeah,
pool.
yeah. You know they're going to be bringing it. And if I'm not, and so we'll. And here's what surprised me. They was playing over there in London for that exhibition. There was a lot of USA fans there. I thought they was playing in the states. I did. I thought they was playing in the states, but I think they're over they're in London playing those exhibition games. So we'll keep an eye on it. And we'll go ahead into. I don't know if there's a whole lot of football going on right now, but
Now, because we already talked about Caleb getting signed. That was the only thing major in the NFL I had. Uh, so far, I know. And this is what I don't get. The Cowboys was talking about some. They're trying to get people signed. They were complaining about Justin Jefferson, his what you call it, he got that big contract because they said nobody else on the Minnesota squad makes over 20 million. And they's like, we have Zach Martin, they which they have to try to sign, which I thought he was already signed because they gave him a big
mhm.
contract a few years ago. Micah Parsons, they got to try to sign. CeeDee Lamb, they got to try to sign. And then they talk about they're trying to sign Dak Prescott. And didn't he acts like he got a big contract a
He
few
did.
years ago? So why I don't know why they're complaining about they got to try to sign all four of these people and still make cap.
Well, I tell you what, and I think we mentioned on one of our other episodes. If Dallas don't sign CD Lamb, you could forget the playoff run. I mean,
Oh
if they
yeah,
don't get him, I mean, I don't see them making that run. They need him. So
they'll be they'll be battling with the Giants to keep from in that last spot. We
and
battling from
while the
third place.
Commanders will be in front of them,
Yeah, exactly.
but we got. So I was going to mention that if you heard anything on Lamb with that. Um, but the 49ers, you still got Brandon Ayuk. He's wanting out of San Francisco. I seen a thing today that the report said that his trade value would be 30 mil a year. So that would be a pretty good contract for a receiver. So
The thing I think what's gonna happen with him, he's gonna sit out this year or sit out like the first few games because everybody that's came to San Fran offering a trade, San Fran has turned it down. And it's like they're like, well, okay, we want to be traded, we'll trade you, but we're not
yeah,
trading you for garbage. And that's what pretty much I guess I'm assuming that's what everybody's offering because they've every trade has fell through. Ones I can say that definitely fell through. The Steelers didn't go through. Uh, there was reports, which I got this from Instagram today, so I don't know about how true that is. But the Patriots are trying to get
the
them.
Patriots. I don't
Yeah,
see the Patriots being a playoff contender. If I
I don't either. That's just like CD Lamb being traded to Carolina. And I'm like, CD Lamb wants to get paid or traded, but to me, I wouldn't want to be traded to Carolina because you know you ain't
oh
doing
no,
nothing in Carolina. Not for about 3 years from now. They ain't doing
they
nothing for
ain't.
a good 3 years.
And I'm trying to bring up. Let's see. Let's see what. All right, this was. Well, he's getting close. Okay, Prescott signed that. Man, that time flies. In 21 is when Prescott signed that last contract for 4 years, 160 mil.
Yeah. So I'm like, they talking about getting him signed. I mean, like, why are you worried about
Next
that?
year,
It's 2020 next year
yeah.
when the
So he's
contract
got one more
goes
year
up.
on that contract. So,
Hmm.
but we'll see what happens. Jerry Jones, he likes to. Uh,
Yeah, he likes to wait the
yeah,
last
he may
minute.
be going down in the hood to find somebody to play. Well, yeah, I'll go sign him. He's fast, and we'll play him.
Yeah. So Martin's contract might be up because Zach Martin they signed
Uh
him
huh.
before Prescott, and you said Prescott was in 2021, so Zach Martin's contract might be up. And what's his name? Michael Parsons is. I know he's on the last year of that rookie contract.
See, and that's the thing now. Years ago in the 80s and 90s, you was able to keep a team together for a little while anyway, because you didn't have all this
Hmm.
money being thrown around like you do today. So I think that's the biggest thing today. They're just throwing this money around. So these players will go and leave and for the money. Where before, yeah, they were playing for the money, but they wanted to win too. So now
Yep.
you've got all these people wanting to move and get their money. Um, which I mean, on the high side of things, I mean, I guess I could see it because you're only going to get one opportunity to make that money. So,
That's true. That's just like with Tyreek Hill with Miami. I don't think he's there to win. I think he's there for the money. It's just like OBJ going there. He ain't there to
yeah,
win.
that's
It's
it.
the money.
And because if Tariq Hill said he left the Chiefs because he wanted more money.
They made them try to cut
Yeah,
his money. They tried to. They
but to me, I think they can do a better job distributing the money out. Um, Maybe on the front end, like of a quarterback, yeah, you got your franchise quarterback, have a lower end and be heavy towards the end,
Mhm.
so you can keep those key players around. Um,
Yeah, just like remember I told you, I think it was one of these episodes. I don't remember. I believe it was an audio episode, but it was way earlier when we first started. Next year, they're going to try to put in a cap for quarterback. They're going to vote. The owners are going to get together and they're going to try to vote on
Well,
a cap for
the owners
quarterbacks
are going to vote for
because
that. 'Cause,
yeah,
that'll pass
they
unanimous.
sure
I
will.
mean, from a business standpoint, they're going to vote for that because that'll help distribute the
Hmm.
money to where you need it, your lineman, defense, or whatever position you need. And
Yep.
also there, in the NFL, you got the Colts, Richardson. He's back on the field practicing, and I think your buddy there in Cleveland, Watson, he's going to be back on the field. Um, that's
Hmm.
who Dallas needs to get.
No.
but but
I wouldn't put it past them. We gave Cleveland Cooper, Amari Cooper, for next to nothing. Yeah, come on, send
you,
us Deshaun Watson. We'll,
you
we'll give
see
you
you
Prescott.
you seen the year Cooper had last year. He had a good year, and
Yeah.
and I still think Cleveland will be able to contend, uh, especially if Watson he stays healthy. Before he got hurt, he was putting up the numbers. He was, I think, 5-0 until he went down. So and I think they'll be contenders there in the league. That's a tough league though. You got the Ravens, you got the Browns, the Steelers, and the Bengals. So
Bengals.
that's going to
Yep.
be it was all separated by a couple games last year, and it's going to be like that this year. I think. Um,
Hmm.
I think what the Bengals finished 9-8. I think, and
Yeah,
so
that's about
that was
right.
last place at 9-8. So I think it's going to be
Yep.
a tight division. Hope
And that was also they had like half the
no Burrow.
season no
Yeah, Burrow
Burrow.
got hurt, and that Jake Browning, it come in. He looked good. So
Yeah, he did. I'm surprised that somebody didn't try to pick him up. He must still be
he
under a
must be.
contract or something.
Wasn't he a rookie last year?
No, I
Second year,
thought it
but
was
he
his
looked
second
good,
year.
and I'm surprised he ain't somewhere else either. So we'll see what happens there and everything else. But now you wanted to, I guess, if you don't got nothing else with the NFL, we'll move right along. We're getting close and narrowing down on our time. Like I said, this hour probably going to go by quick because we had some stuff we could talk about and everything. And but before we move in that, I'll give you an update on this score of the women's NBA. Right now, at halftime, it's USA 42 and the All Star 52. I mean 54 to 52. Let me correct myself. 54 to
Okay.
52 is the score. So a 2 point lead there. Um, but you wanted to mention there was about a fight tonight, didn't you?
Yes, remember, July 20th was supposed to be Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Well, Mike Tyson had to quit. He had that
He
what was it, a
passed
heart attack
out.
or
He
something?
passed
It was something like
something out.
a heart. He, yeah, and so they had to postpone the fight. But I guess they sold so many tickets or so many people. But so Jake Paul is fighting tonight, but he's fighting some dude named Mike
Mike
Perry.
Perry.
That is going on tonight. In fact, it started at I want to say 9 o'clock Eastern time, the same time we came
I
on.
wonder if he's any kin to Tyler Perry. I'm just playing. But yeah, that's going on tonight. Anybody? And that's we've had people mention where we work. Well, why don't you talk about MMA and stuff like that? Which I don't know nothing about MMA at all. And
I don't either. I'd be like, one dude beat this other dude. He beat him
they,
up bad.
yeah,
That's
I
all
mean,
we can
and they say,
say.
well, it's easy. It ain't hard. Well, when you don't know nothing about it, and you don't know nothing about the fighters or nothing. I watched it a few years ago, a couple times. My brother watches it every weekend. He gets them and watches every fight. And to me, man, once I watched a couple of the big fights, the scoring ain't right.
Hmm.
It's cheating, if you ask me. I mean, you can have a dude beat the crap out of another dude and he still lose. And he'll
Yeah,
connect more punches than the other guy. And I think it's and you only get like I think there's three people scoring the fight, if I'm not mistaken. So you got three people scoring a fight. And I told my brother I can't get into it when I see that. I mean, the people which actually should be winning and they're losing because of some how they're scoring it. So
right. My thing is the way I think it should be because boxing is the same way. They've went to this, like in the 70s, somebody died after they fight in the ring. That was back when they used to go 15 rounds and there was none of this scoring by the judges. You either knocked them out or what you call it, and somebody died in the ring. So they went to the judges, but it still needs to be they're judging things is because it's opinion based. Be like, oh, I like this guy, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it to him. I'm like, your guy has landed barely any punches and everything. It's just like way I see it, yeah, you can still do the 12 rounds, but my thing is I do it by knockdowns. Your fighter got knocked down one. Even though he still got up by the 8 count. Okay, he's not gonna win this round unless he
well,
knocks
see
the
that
other
they
guy
get
down.
points. The point system is done by knockdowns. And supposedly, I think, from what I
Hmm.
understand, is from connections with punches and kicks. Um, so you get a knockdown, you get so many points. You get a takedown, you get so many points. And but I mean, years ago when I was over at my brother's and I watched that one, I mean, it was just like I don't even remember what fight it was.
Right, but boxing's that way too. But boxing is like the punches don't add up right. It's like an uppercut has more
Mhm.
value than a jab. So like I could have been doing jabs all day, but just because he landed a couple of body blows on me with them uppercuts, he has more
Yeah,
points than me.
and so when I seen that, I was like, man, this just that ain't for me. I mean, that ain't right, man. I mean when someone actually won the fight and it's given to someone else, uh, I mean, you could clearly watch it, and I don't know nothing about the sport, but to know that dude, the other dude, won it. I mean, he connected more, he had more hits, more punches, more takedowns, and he still lose.
Hmm.
That ain't right.
Yeah. Did he still have both
I
his
guess he
ears?
did it.
Like.
Tyson wasn't in there to bite him off, so
Exactly.
he'll never live that down his whole life.
He sure
On
won't.
his gravestone, there'll be a half bitten ear on it. He's never going to live that down. But yeah, we're moving right along. We're getting close to finishing this up. Um, I guess we've touched on everything that's coming up this week. And with USA basketball, women's basketball, and everything. And we will, when the Olympics starts kicking off with soccer and stuff, we'll keep up with that as well with the U.S. team and the women's team. Hoping they can bring home some gold medals or at least some medals, period. We'd like to take the gold, but I mean, bronze and silver is better than nothing.
Yeah, I want the women's basketball to get
There you
nothing
go.
higher than bronze. Just cause how they did Caitlyn, I was like,
Hey,
hey, nothing higher than
way they're looking
bronze.
tonight, they may not. I don't know how the other countries look, but they may not be getting bronze. But we'll keep up with everything, and if we're going to shoot for Monday for try to do an audio or
Yes, God, like I said, I'm going back to those generic batteries. Them other ones I got, the name brands, I will not give no endorsements on them. But they did not hold up. I'm getting rid of those.
but yeah, as we wrap this up like we always do, once again we want to thank our listeners for listening and tuning in. Um, and is there any way, Cool Beans, like on our page, can they comment on our page and stuff, like Facebook or whatever?
They can on Facebook, that's definite. But on the RSS.com one,
We
I
need we
don't
need to
know.
figure
I
because we
really
got
don't.
these. If if anybody's interested, we got these Vets Plus Sports. We can get out to you. We got these shirts. Cool Beans has got his on. You got, yeah. Go ahead and
Go
show
ahead,
the
show the
back.
back.
And this one's, yep, look
Can you
good.
see
And
it?
these are the same. Got the green represents the Marines and the Army, and the blue for the Navy and the Air Force. And I forgot to mention, and the Coast
And
Guard.
Coast
I didn't
Guard.
want to forget that. I did last time. I forgot to mention the Coast Guard. We're not going to leave you all out. If we can't try to figure out, go to our Vets Plus Sports on Facebook page. If anybody was wanting to get these, just let us know, and we'll let you know a price on it. We ain't really got a price on the shirts. I'd say probably around $20, but
The mug would be right at like nine
what's
ninety
that?
nine.
No,
The mug would be right
all
at
right, the
nine ninety nine. The shipping is probably depending on where they're. As long as they are in continent USA, we can do it because I can get them shipped for about a good. I want to say the shipping would have been $5.95. I don't know what priority mail is nowadays. I'd have to check that out.
but like we always do, as we go to end, we'll mention if anybody is having thoughts of hurting themselves or suicide, you can always dial 988
988, the
or the
quick
crisis
number.
hotline. It's on the bottom of this screen. It's 1-800-273-8255. Always keep in contact with your battle buddies. If you notice any change in behavior, talk to them or notify somebody too as well. You can always get the help at the VA Medical Center. They got people on staff, and how Beans and I know that because we work there. So we work at the VA Medical Center. So we know that there's people there on staff. All you got to do is go to the ER and tell them you need to talk to somebody, and they'll have somebody there. So
Yep. Go to the ER and say his beans working. Nah, I'm playing.
you do that, they're going to look at you strange.
I
Unless you're at
know.
the Beckley VA Medical Center. But keep in contact with your battle buddies, your people you're close to serving. I think everybody that's serving the country now across seas everywhere. Y'all's listening in. We appreciate that so much. But is that all you got, Beans? Well,
That's all I
y'all
got.
stay safe this weekend, and hopefully, if nothing happens, we'll have an audio coming around Tuesday for you. Y'all stay safe.